Um, hey, so today we're gonna solve the medium level LeetCode question, number 695, the max area of an island. So for this one, we are given an n by n, um, the int array, so 2D array, and so basically there it's gonna be consist of 0 and 1s, and 0 represents water and 1 represent land. So basically, what we have to do here is um, we have to return like the max area of an island. So for example, here there are like one, two, three, four, five, and total of six island for this example. And as you can see, how we're gonna do this question is we're gonna use a DFS to solve this question. So for example, we're gonna set up a the max, right? And then we're gonna go through from here all the way down to here, okay? And it's gonna be like we're gonna go through the loop, and then if an island is triggered, we're gonna update the max value by using mathmax function, the feature in Java, and then we're gonna move on. And then we're gonna once we encounter another island, we're gonna use DFS as I mentioned before. So it's gonna be we're gonna go through like from here, and we're gonna continue to go through it until there's no other way to go. And then we're gonna update the max value to um, the whichever island is bigger. So for example, up here it's gonna be the current max is gonna be 4, right? Then we're gonna loop through it, and then it's gonna be 4, so nothing happens in max. And if we once we encounter this island to the next, so it's gonna be 5, so max gets updated to the 5, and we go through, and then this one gets to 6, move on to the next one, and this happens to be 5, so max stays 6. And after that, once we're done looping through the entire matrix, we're just going to return the max value, which is going to be 6 for this question, okay? So here we also have to assume that we're only gonna consider the either horizontal or vertical. So for example, in this part, even if it's technically touching each other, however, we do not we consider this part as separate from each other. So it's because it's diagonal, not like either horizontal or vertical. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And once you understand, well, you have once if you have a solid foundation on how to use DFS or BFS, this question should be pretty straightforward to go through. So yeah, let's start coding. So as I mentioned before, we're going to declare a max integer max, and then if length happens to be 0, we're simply just going to return 0, because if there's nothing there, obviously it's going to be 0. And then we're going to loop through the 2D array by using loops like this, ij 0 length nj plus plus. Sure. And so once we're done with it, so we're going to loop through this 2D array, and then if the certain grid happens to be 1, so let's island detected, right? We're gonna call the DFS function, so it's gonna be mathmax this or the value from DFS, right? And once we're done with it, all we have to do is simply just return max value, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then let's make the DFS function, the helper function, like int I and int j, right? Okay, and then it's gonna be DFS helper, sure. So first, what we want to do here is we're gonna declare the current and set this one as one, because in the worst case, if nothing happens here, and then we just simply straight up return the current value, it's still gonna be one, because again, the certain index is triggered because of the island value being one, right? So yeah, and next we're gonna have to have the edge case. So for example, if I is less than 0 or j, same goes for j. If they're simply just out of bound checker, okay, and oh yeah, if it happens to be more than, if it's greater than this or greater than this, and for some reason if this happens to be 0, we're simply just going to return 0, okay? And then this is edge case checker, and after that, once we go through this if statement, first we're going to set the current index to be 0, because we do not want to, if we don't set the current index at 0, we're gonna fall into the infinite loop, because we're so the helper would think that this is still there, and then we're gonna like just loop through it forever infinitely, instead of just going through the island, right? And once we're done with this, all we have to do honestly here is just set this current as just DFS through this, right, on each 4 direction, so like north, south, west, and east, and that's pretty much it. So let's do this. Read I minus 1 j current DFS I j plus 1 current DFS grade I and j minus 1. Sure. So 4 direction checker. Okay, and return current. So let's see. Whoops. Oh. Whoa, that's not good. There you go. So, okay. There was a typo there, and I think it should work. What's going on? Oh, it's all a whole bunch of typo there. Let's see. There you go. Okay. Yep, it worked. It was very fast, and the runtime is pretty efficient, because it's gonna be of nm, because we're simply just looping through the 2D array. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and yeah, thank you for watching.